I have actually hardly ever tried any product photography before, so I'm really excited to see how this is going to go. The lighting is really that what takes it to the next level. The set without any lighting and then the set with full lighting. It makes quite a difference in my opinion. Three Christmas photography shoots that anyone can do wherever they are. Let's get started with the first one. First, to get the best possible control over the light, you make it as dark as possible, and then you start adding the lights that you want for your image. You can use absolutely any light, like for example I am using this little light you use for reading and some cotton for diffusion. Now of course before all of that you do need to have an idea of what your image should look like and build a set according to it. And here my first set is already built. You can see I just got some cotton and covered the entire background and floor with it, then put my object, which of course I will still have to change to something a little bit more Christmassy, and I added my little aperture armor on as a little backlight in a completely different color temperature, which I think looks really nice as soon as you dim my key light and my main light up there. And just like that you got yourself a key light, my backlight of the aperture armor on, and this little cheap whatever this book light is here just to light the two cottons that are closer to the camera. But then after all of that there is I think one thing that really just takes your photos to your next level, and that is practical lights. And practical lights are lights that you will actually see in the final image. And so for me I just decided to add some of these Christmassy lights into the scene, and you can see immediately that looks so much better. And so while yes, sure, the set and the scene that you build is important, but I feel like the lighting is really that what takes it to the next level. For an example, here I'm going to show you the set without any lighting and then the set with full lighting. It makes quite a difference in my opinion. And to just add some of that extra spice, you can take some more lights and just hold them really close to the lens for a nice bokeh ball in the foreground. And what I actually had to do, because the camera over here is still quite dark, I also just took a little torch and shined it exactly right straight to the camera. So you choose whatever the subject is that you want to photograph, and I think a Christmas ball could look quite nice for my set. I don't really like the look of just a Christmas ball, so we're going to see what else we can find to add to the scene. And the nice thing about this is that with just a tiny little bit more effort you can turn this into a really easy series of images. So I could just make 3 subjects and hang them up here and it would probably look quite good. But that would of course only be half the fun, so we are now going to build 2 completely different sets and I'm going to walk you through the entire thing. Let's go. So for the second image I want to try a bit of a flat lay, which means basically just I will take a whole bunch of things and my subject and lay them down on the same plane and then take an image from the top down. You'll see what I mean in a second. So with this set the lighting is a lot more simple. It's just basically one key light that you set up sort of at an angle. You can also use like a window with some curtains or whatever you want. You don't really need any lights. This light here probably isn't going to switch off for the photo. I don't think that's going to make it any better. And then it heavily depends on the set that you build. This is something I don't think I'm probably very good at because I've never done it before, but I think it's probably just like all about trying out and exchanging props and just sort of building a set. That's what's more important with this particular set here. And again, I did try to involve some practical lights into this set, just so I feel like just if you got an idea, try to change that idea so that there is at least a little bit of practical light in it and it just takes your image to the next level. I don't know, maybe that's being lazy, but it's worked for me so far. So I was playing around with this set here a little bit, and I think once the candles are lit it would look quite good, but talking about practical lights, I think maybe I can just take these again and put it sort of under this entire thing, and hopefully that will look good. So I hope putting these lights under there actually made the image better and not worse. I think now it's time to just try and take the image, which again is not too complicated. I'm just gonna hold the camera like this, top down, and then take the image. I'm not gonna lie, it seems a little bit too easy right now. Like I did this in a few minutes and I don't know what I could add anymore, so I'm just gonna take it now. This one was just so fast and easy, so it's great. If you've never done it, I'd say start with this. It looks quite good and so fast and easy. So I made some last second decisions, mainly just adding powder sugar to the scene, which I'm not sure actually if that made it better or worse, but my favorite images of this second session is definitely not the top down ones, but actually these that I took afterwards. I just took some powder sugar and created sort of these lines on this little table here and then played around with the lights. I think these images I probably like more than actually the top down shot that I wanted to get, so I'll probably use one of these for the second image. And now let's go on to the third image. The third setup is actually inspired by this video clip that I took during this video. I can show it right here, and you can see just how nice really the bokeh looks, and I took that with these little lights back here. So I thought, what if that could actually be the third image, just these gigantic bokeh balls in the background and whatever I want as a subject in the foreground. I think that could be really not too difficult and look really good, so we could try that right now. And if you don't know what bokeh is just basically lights that have been set out of focus. So if you defocus on some lights, then you can see here they get really large and hopefully round, and it's just very aesthetically pleasing to the eye. So here are all of the props and subjects that we can use for this shoot. So to be honest, I just wanted to clean this table here, but what happened in doing so is that it all got wet, and now we have these really nice reflections on the table of these lights, which is perfect. And it's actually something that people do in Hollywood all the time. If they shoot outdoors at night, like in the street, often they just sort of wet the floor to get these nice reflections and make it look just a little bit more cinematic. So I am not gonna lie, I'm not exactly very happy with how this last image here turned out. I think it looks pretty amateurish, but this is a Christmas present for my mother, and I know she will really like this, because actually that's also the reason why I kind of like the picture, even though I don't think it looks very good. These little figures here are actually made by my grandmother, who is blind, which is insane. And it's actually a crib, like with baby Jesus in the middle and the kings or family or whatever around them. So while this image is maybe not the best, I know still my mother will like it because of just the emotional value and the fact that my blind grandmother made this. And she actually even made a lot more of these figures than I could fit into the image. So that was it for the shooting part. Now I have to actually go and edit the pictures and then choose 3 of them. After editing the last images, I actually have to say they really don't look too bad. I edited them all in Lightroom, and I can show you the before and after, so you know what I meant when I said I don't think the images look very good. You could just really save quite a lot in editing for these last images. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.